Yesterday, the head of the Social Security went to his staff and said basically we have to cut staff by 50%. Everything from frontline, like, look at everybody and figure out how we can cut heads by 50%. And one of his suggestions was, well, look at anybody close to retirement or past retirement. They should really just be first on the chopping block. Now, let me explain it to you. Except for a few people that love their job, like a librarian, an accountant, a lawyer, nobody really stays in their job unless they A, love it, or B, have to, a moment past retirement. If people could live off of Social Security and manage to have enough retirement, they're gone the second they can be. The closer you get to 62, 65, 67, you start running numbers hard. A friend's parents worked in the federal system for the prisons. They knew to like the day, the minute, the hour, because you have to retire at a certain age. You're not capable of the job anymore. You have to retire at a certain age. Like, to the day, to the minute, to the hour, they knew when they were going to be able to retire, and they had a plan for their next career. Because I don't think any of them retired and managed to sit on retirement at that age, which I think is 55. But this narrative that, like, well, the people closer to retirement, let them go. Make sure they make room for the young people. Yes, we do need to make room for the young people, but also the people at the top aren't there because they want to be. They're there because they have to be. You want to get old people out of business? Figure out a way for them to actually be able to afford retirement. But also recognize that they're making these cuts not because there's any grand or master plan. They're making these cuts because an arbitrary number has been thrown out in order for Elon to be able to afford to go to Mars. And, well, let's face it, the US is definitely going to end up paying for Trump's hotel in Gaza. Oh, they would never. They will. We're not getting rid of people because they're not needed. We're not getting rid of people because they're not doing their jobs. Most of these people have quality performance reviews. They're a year or two from retirement, full benefits, and they are cutting them off. As a matter of fact, they're cutting them off first because, the lower hires probably have a lesser package. So casually, you're just saying, yep, let's throw them out into the pile. Like, no discussion what 50% staff cut is going to do to Social Security as far as all the people who need to collect it or need to file with it. Just, well, Daddy Elon said cut 50%, and so we will. For why? For what? If we're gonna pay for you to go to Mars, just come out and say it. We've operated at a deficit for forever. Like, the post office has operated at a deficit for forever. It's supposed to. Elon, you're so fucking rich. If you're so fucking rich, pay off our debt. No, why would you spend your money? But we have to stop with this narrative like, well, they're old, get rid of them first. Young or old, you're both not going to survive so well without food, shelter, health insurance. And this idea that boomers just have this excess supply of money that they're hoarding, some do. Some do. They're the ones living down in the village bragging every day. Every boomer you see at work, every silent generation you see at work, isn't there because they want to be. They're there because they have to be. And please stop feeding into this MAGA narrative like, well, they're old, they have options. The fuck they do.